I'm going to show you how to use the Pippa ceiling mounting kit. So if you've got an island stove or there isn't a wall behind the stove where you're going to mount your Pippa, you'll need to mount the Pippa onto the ceiling surface effectively, and to do this you need the ceiling mounting kit. So if I look at the back of my Pippa, I can see on here this is the regular wall mount and this is the piece of self-adhesive that I'd use to stick it to the wall. Now we're not going to use that, we're going to use the ceiling mounting kit instead. Okay, so this has got a clip that the Pippa clips to, and this is the self-adhesive pad which we can use to stick it onto the bottom of the extractor hood to mount your Pippa above the stove. So we need to take the wall mount clip off, and the easiest way to do this, it's quite stiff, is to peel off the sticky back paper and then just put this Pippa onto something that you don't care getting a bit of glue on. So I'm going to use the Pippa box and I'm going to stick it on, push it on, and I'm going to slide the Pippa to the left, and what we find is that the Pippa then opens up and the wall clip is stuck to the Pippa box, and we can see now that there's the batteries in the back of the Pippa, and we can now fit this to the ceiling mounting kit. So to do this, all we do is we hold the two together, line them up, clip them firmly to the right, and we can now see that Pippa's firmly fixed to the ceiling mounting kit, and this can now be stuck onto your extractor hood above your island mounted hob. So this is the underside of our ceiling mounted extractor for above an island stove, and I've already set up the ceiling mounting kit on my Pippa, which you can see here. So what we're going to do to fit it, we're going to take the alcohol pad that came with the Pippa, and we're going to use this to clean an area on the underside of the extractor. So even if the kitchen's quite clean, you often find the underside of the extractor surface get quite a lot of cooking grease on it. And even if it looks clean, do give it a wipe, because often that grease is there but isn't particularly visible. So let's make sure that's nice and clean. And if we don't take the grease off, the Pippa won't stick properly, and you need to make sure it's stuck properly or it will fall off and land on your stove. So we wiped it, we'll dry it off with a piece of kitchen paper. We've just cleaned off a spot that's at the back of the extractor in the middle. So having cleaned it, I'm going to take my ceiling mounting kit, we're going to peel off the piece of backing paper, and then we're going to point the Pippa in towards the stove, make sure it's nice and straight and central, and then we're going to hold it up, push it firmly onto the extractor. And we're just going to check that it's nice and secure, and there's your Pippa mounted on your extractor hood.